Sometimes we think we have a work problem, or a relationship problem, or a family problem. And perhaps we do. But what if some of the experiences we have separated into different areas of life are not entirely separate? Imagine feeling unappreciated at work. You contribute, solve problems, meet expectations. Yet somehow you are left with the familiar sense that what you do is rarely recognised. It could be easy to conclude, this workplace doesn't appreciate me, and perhaps that is partly true. But then you begin looking elsewhere. At home, you notice that you often feel taken for granted. In relationship, you notice how quickly you interpret a lack of attention as a lack of care. With family, perhaps you hear yourself thinking, no one really considers what I need. Different people, different circumstances, but something about the internal experience sounds familiar. This is where a pattern can become much easier to see, because patterns don't necessarily repeat as identical events or people. Sometimes they repeat as a familiar meaning we carry from one part of life into another. And that gives us a different place to look. Instead of asking only, what's wrong with this situation? We can become curious about what happens within us in each situation. What do I think here? What do I hear here? What do I feel here? What do I automatically do here? And then, where else in my life do I notice myself thinking, feeling, or responding in a similar manner? Perhaps at work you become quieter when you feel overlooked. At home, you withdraw when nobody notices what you've contributed. In relationship, you assume that if you mattered more, the other person would simply know what you need. The behaviour may not look identical, but the underlying message might be, I am not important enough to be considered. And once that message becomes visible across more than one area of life, something important changes. What appear to be several unrelated problems may begin to reveal one recurring pattern. This does not mean every difficult interaction is something you created, nor does it mean that other people's behaviour is irrelevant. It means that whatever is happening around us can also become useful information about what is repeatedly happening within us and through us. And that is where awareness begins to widen. We stop examining only the latest incident. We begin noticing the thread connecting several of them. So perhaps the next time something feels familiar, don't only ask, why is this happening here? Perhaps ask, where else is this happening? Where else do I recognise this interpretation, this emotional response, this automatic way of behaving? Because sometimes what looks like several different problems is one pattern appearing in many places. And once we can see the pattern rather than only the individual situations, we have a much clearer place from which to choose what happens next. If this reflection has helped you recognise a familiar pattern across different parts of your life, you'll find more free reflective resources at docjo.online/resources. And if you'd like to continue these weekly reflections with me, subscribe to the channel